What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 52, and we start this episode off on the back of our dramatic game winner against West Ham. Curtis Jones with his 15th goal of the season popping up to give us the 3 points with the final kick of the game. We'll look at our fixtures for March. As you can see, 4 games coming here. Cardiff away in the FA Cup last 16, another Championship side. Burnley away at Turf Moor. AC Milan in the second leg of our Champions League last 16, tied at 2-2 after the first leg at the San Siro, and our 4th game as well. So right now, as you can see, the last 16 tie, you know, it's crazy, but I say it all the time. Honestly, I get so lucky in my cup draws, for the most part. I mean, to be fair, you know, obviously the last few seasons, the first 3 seasons I should say, you know, we've been knocked out in the FA Cup 3rd and 4th round. This is the first time we got further than the 4th round, heading into the FA Cup, Cardiff away. But over the past, about 2 or 3 years, I tend to get drawn against Football League sides quite often in the FA Cup, and I have mentioned it before. I think the reason why is because cup sets are so frequent nowadays in FIFA Career Mode, and because of the sheer amount of Football League teams you've got. Obviously, you know, 72 teams go into the competition. Chances are you're going to face 1 or 2 in a run, but even so, I don't try and deny it. I am always the first to admit when I've got luck, and this season I definitely have done. 3rd straight round, we face a Football League side. First Burton Albion, then Watford, and now away at Cardiff. First away day, taking on the Bluebirds, and what a start to the game. Right now, I haven't talked about this at all, but there is a chance, you know, we could be on for I'm going to whisper it, treble. Yeah, there is a genuine chance, but if we're going to do it, we need to make sure we keep our players fit, fresh, regular rotation required, and for the most part, hold our nerve. First game, Cardiff away at the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff, by the way, fantastic team for a career mode. It's been several years since they were in the Premier League. They've got their lovely real stadium, the Cardiff City Stadium, in the game as well. And now you can scout Welsh youth players as well. I highly recommend Cardiff for a career mode. You've got the South Wales derby with Swansea as well. You've got Newport in League 2 for another Welsh side you might possibly face in the EFL or FA Cup. And if you want to put Wrexham in as well, you can for a 4th Welsh team. They're in the National League, of course, but a rest of the world team you can add in if you'd like to do so. Cardiff are a great team for a career mode. Well worth a go. Really nice kids. And again, really good city in South Wales as well. But taking on at the Cardiff City Stadium, and we got the win by 3-1. 2 cracking goals in the first half as well from Harvey Elliott and Brendan Johnson. Matty Cash scored, I believe, his 2nd goal of the season, making it 3-0. Whilst we did lose the clean sheet later on, we held on for the win. So, big win there, and that puts us into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup for the first time ever. I say ever, in the save, I mean. So, into the FA Cup quarterfinals for the first time ever, and no doubt about it now, I'm starting to believe that this, I'm not going to whisper it now, I'm going to say it, treble might well be on. We're top of the Premier League by 3 points after the Red Devils win their game in hand. And in the FA Cup quarter-final, what did I say a moment ago there? I always hold my hands up and accept when I've got luck. There's only one Football League side remaining in the last 8. Guess who's got them? Us. Yep, Bristol City away at Ashton Gate in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and a chance to reach Wembley for the first time in a save. And, you know, you look at the teams that are remaining there, there's only 2 of the traditional Big 6 remaining. There's only 2 left now. Only 2 remaining in the competition. And this is what I talked about a moment ago there in the Cardiff game. This is why I regularly get drawn against Football League sides, because cup sets are so frequent. You would have seen 2 of the Big 6 go out in the last round there. Cup sets are incredibly frequent in career mode nowadays, and because of the sheer amount of Football League sides too, chances are they're going to go far. You know, I mean, how many times have you done a career mode where, you know, you've noticed that perhaps a Championship side has got to the FA Cup or the EFL Cup final? Okay, it's not beyond the realms of possibility, but I can't think of many times it's happened in my lifetime. Yes, I remember once it happened in the past 15 years, but it doesn't happen very often. Doesn't happen very often indeed, but in FIFA Career Mode, it happens like 4 or 5 seasons. But even so, this is the point, you know, like Football League sides go far, so we've once again got the luck, and I'll be the first to admit it. Bristol City away at Ashton Gate, and a chance to reach Wembley. Golden chance for the first time in the save. Following game, Burnley, bottom, away at Turf Moor, taking on Vincent Kompany's side. This is a really comfortable win here, very comfortable indeed. Won it by 2-0. I have to say, Ratty in this game was unbelievable. This is the importance of having a good anchor, man. He was amazing in that game there. No goal or assist, but just so good on the defensive end. Burnley went down to 10 men in the second half as well, and after that, I just passed the ball around. 2-0 victory, staying top of the table and extending our winning run in the Premier League. But following game, this was it. Quickly it comes, FA Cup quarter-final, Bristol City away at Ashton Gate. Could we reach Wembley for the first time in the save, or would the Robins absolutely stun us? Wow, this was not in the script. 16 minutes in, and the top scorer this season in the FA Cup in the save gives Bristol City the lead. And 35 minutes into the game, as Minamino finds Piaka, he gets it back off him. And the former Liverpool striker beats Gaza at the near post, somehow. And Ashton Gate is absolutely rocking. The Robins are 2-0 up. And I was thinking, you're having a laugh, right? You're having an absolute laugh. My treble dreams are going to end here against the Championship side in the FA Cup quarter-final. Absolutely not. What was I doing in the first half? And I was all over the place. Absolutely terribly. It's not like I had a bunch of kids out there. This was a really strong team. This was a really, really strong team I had out there. Yet we were down by 2. Tony gets us back in the game and then levels it. When you need a hero, you can always rely on the shocker. 2 goals from corners right before the break, and single-handedly the shocker claws us back from 2-0 down to level it at half-time, and 3 minutes after the restart. He was just toying with the Robins at this point. Yep, Bristol City 2, Nottingham Forest 3. I took off Brennan Johnson at the break. He took the armband. He said, guys, follow my lead like he did in the first half, and I will make sure we're going through. Yep, Tony completes the turnaround. 3-2, Nottingham Forest. And I got Ivan Toney to thank for sparing my blushes. It's ridiculous, man. It really is. But this guy, you know, I've said before, I don't know who's my best ever hero. I think it's subjective. I think it's absolutely subjective. You can't really call it, to be honest here. I mean, there are so many over the decade or so I've been doing career mode videos for. But in terms of my best goal scorer ever, this is no debate, in my opinion. This is absolutely no debate. Spanning across 3 different saves, he's been unreal for me. Ivan Toney with the hat-trick. And I've got to say, one hero bails out another. Gaza, mate, that's the last appearance you'll have for me. I love him. We all love him. Don't get me wrong, that sexy Argentine. But yeah, you ain't playing for us again, mate. I can't risk it. You've been my cup goalkeeper this year, but there's no chance you're starting at Wembley after that performance. How did he let that second goal in? Tony, one hero bails out another. We brush aside the Robins in the second half, make it through to the semis, where Forest have got in their first appearance at Wembley. Chelsea. Yep, the run was going to end sooner rather than later. It is Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-finals taking on Graham Potter's side. Manchester City versus Aston Villa is the other semi-finals. McTominay did get an injury in that game and he's out for 4 weeks. Big time of the season to miss a crucial squad player there with some big games coming, including this one here. AC Milan. Final game of today's episode after we just about spared our blushes courtesy of the shocker to make it through to Wembley for the first time in the save. 3-2 at Ashton Gate. Now we take on AC Milan. I was thinking, I've got to be a lot better than I was at Ashton Gate, and I've got to be a lot better than I was at the San Siro. Otherwise, we are not making it through. 15 minutes in. Well, when you go on a long unbeaten run, every single game you go into, there's always talk. This might be the one where it comes to an end. And I was thinking this probably will be the one where it comes to an end. Just like at the San Siro, shocking first half. Quarter of an hour in, Rafael Leao gives Milan the lead. And it was all AC Milan in the first half. Before the break, I needed Dean to bail me out as we were still down by a goal. And at half time, we were 45 minutes away from exiting the Champions League. I was shocking in the first half. And had it not been for Dean either side of the break, this tie would have been over. We would have been 3-0 down. As it stood, we were down by a goal. 13 minutes to go in a game where I'd done absolutely nothing. I'd been poor. I needed someone to step up out there and get me back in the game. Yes, Curtis Jones does it again. Taiwo scored a brace at the San Siro, but in this game he was double teamed. He was double teamed by the Milan backline. They weren't letting him get a goal like they got two in the San Siro. It's 1-1. We're back on level terms and we're going in to extra time courtesy of Curtis. 7 minutes to go, where we'd finally woken up. Diaby storms down the right, gets round Acuna, and Brennan Johnson gets on the end of the comeback, and Forest turned it around in the final 15 minutes to win it. Oh, this was class, absolute class, mate. Seriously, first knockout round in the Champions League at the City Ground. AC Milan. Definitely, no doubt about it. Fans got their money's worth, man. Seriously, I was absolutely shocking, but we turned it around, and Moussa Diaby's pace as well in the second half really told the story as well. He was so good in the second half. You know, honestly, we talk about pace a lot and how important it is in FIFA career mode, but honestly, man, I think it'll always be this way with EA. I think it'll always be a pace-dominated game. Yes, you know, they can slow things down a little bit. Yes, things can get a little bit more technical every now and then, but for the most part, pace will always be king, and it certainly was in this game. Diaby sprinting down the right, helped build for our third goal as well, where Jesse Lingard came off the bench, and the veteran wraps it up. Final score at the City Ground, Forest 3, AC Milan 1, and we are through to the Champions League quarter-finals. Absolutely buzzing. What a turnaround. That was amazing, honestly. One of the games of this season. So, in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, Forest will be taking on... for it. I totally messed this up. I forgot it was Friday instead of a Thursday draw. I often get this wrong. Forest will be taking on, in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, I mean, I often get luck in the FA Cup draws. Less said about my European draws. I rarely get the luck. The favourites, they always seem to win it in career mode. Paris Saint-Germain. 10 games to go in the Premier League. We are 6 points clear of the Red Devils. We are through to Wembley for the first time in the series as well. But in the Champions League, the French Giants, I mean, they only just came for AC Milan courtesy of 2 turnarounds. That is going to be tough. But that was this episode of CM, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you hadn't, please drop a like. Much of you have time today. And we'll return in the next episode with PSG very soon. Man, I'm nervous for that.